Hello friends, let me ask you, are you a leader facing a high stake decisions? Well, discover why the ancient wisdom of the Bhagavad Gita is the ultimate manual for the modern executive leadership. Therefore, in this video, we will dive deep into the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 2, verse 31, where Bhagwan Krishna reminds Arjun of his duty as a warrior. For a modern CEO, this isn't just about the ancient history, it's a masterclass in professional decisiveness, corporate ethics, and the courage to lead through adharma, which, in other words, in the modern context, can be classified as the uncertainty and injustice. And therefore, this is a very important lesson. Stick around, friends. The laptop glows is the only light in the room. Are you starting to write a merger proposal, a layoff list, or a high stake pivot that could redefine your company's future? Every CEO knows this moment. It is the weight of the invisible crown. You realize that while you have a board, a C-suite, and thousands of employees, the final decision rests solely on your shoulders. Are you paralyzed by the what if? What if the market shifts? What if the shareholder revolt? This paralysis isn't new. 5,000 to 7,000 years ago, on a battlefield called Kurukshetra, a legendary leader named Arjun faced a similar collapse of will. He dropped his bow. His hands trembled and he wanted to walk away from the fight. That's when his mentor, Krishna, gave him a piece of advice that remains the most potent management lessons for the modern executive. It is found in chapter 2, verse 31. Bhagwan Krishna says, as the quote starts, as a warrior, your duty is to fight without fear. There could be nothing more righteous for a Kshatriya than to fight against the injustice and adharma. Today we are going to translate this ancient battlefield command into a blueprint of the modern, boardroom decisiveness. To understand this verse, we must understand the word swadharma. In the Gita, dharma isn't just religion; it's an essential duty. Swadharma is your specific duty based on your position in life. Krishna reminds Arjun that he is a Kshatriya, a warrior and a protector. His swadharma is to lead and to protect the justice. For you, the CEO, your swadharma is decisiveness. A CEO who cannot decide is like a warrior who refuses to pick up his sword. In business, inaction is often more expensive than the wrong decision. Think about the companies that vanished in the last decade. Not because they made a bad move, but because they stood still while the world moved around them. When Bhagwan Krishna tells Arjun to fight, he isn't just talking about a combat, he is talking about engagement. As a leader, your battle is the market. Your weapons are your strategy and your team. Your righteousness is the value you bring to your customer and the integrity you provide to your employees. If you shy away from a tough decision because of the personal fear or the desire to be liked, you are abandoning your swadharma. Krishna uses a very specific word in this verse, which is adharma, usually translated as the unrighteousness. In a business context, adharma is anything that destabilizes the ecosystem. When the CEO hesitates to cut a failing product line, or refuse to fire a toxic high performer, or ignores a shift in ethical standard, that is adharma. So why do we hesitate? Fear of public failure is definitely one of the reasons. What will the industry say? Second is the emotional attachment. We worked so hard on this project even if it is failing. Next is the good guy syndrome. We don't want to be the villain in the history or the story of the company. But Bhagwan Krishna's message is clear. For a leader, there is no greater sin than refusal to act when the situation demands it. By trying to be safe, you are actually being dangerous to thousands of people who rely on your vision for their livelihoods. How do we actually fight without fear? In the world of volatile stocks and social media, that is a cancel culture that we all know. The Gita offers a psychological tool called Nishkam Karma, action without attachment to the result. Krishna isn't saying the result don't matter. He's saying that if you are obsessed with the result, you will be too terrified to execute the process. Imagine a CEO who is worried about their quarterly earning report that they refuse to invest. Because of this, they refuse to invest in research and development. They are attached to the fruit, which is the stock price, and therefore fail in their action, which is future proofing your company. The warrior CEO focus on the righteousness of the move, and there are several questions. Is this move honest? Does it serve the mission? Number three, is it my duty to make it? If the answer is yes, then you must fight. You must execute. You leave the result to the market knowing that you have fulfilled your swadharma. Therefore, this detachment doesn't make you cold, it makes you deadly effective. It clears the fog of war from your mind. Let's look at the real world example. Think of a leader like Mr. Satya Nadella when he took over Microsoft. At that time, Microsoft was seen as a vassal state stuck in old ways, losing the mobile war and riddled with internal politics. That was the adharma of the culture. Mr. Nadella had to make a choice. He had to fight the very culture that had made the company successful in the 90s. He pivoted to the cloud, embraced open source software, and shifted the company's mindset from know it all to learn it all. This wasn't just a business strategy, it was a warrior's decision. He acted without fear of breaking the legacy because his duty was to the future of the organization. He recognized his swadharma as a transformer and he fought the internal injustice of stagnation. So, how do we apply verse 231 in today's morning? Let us identify your battle. What is the most important thing, one decision you have been avoiding because you are afraid of friction it will cause, and that is your Kurukshetra, that is the battlefield. Number two, audit your intent. Are you avoiding it to protect yourself or to protect the company? If it is to protect yourself, you are in a state of Arjun-like confusion. Number three, commit to the righteous action. Remember, Krishna says there is nothing higher for a warrior than a righteous fight. If the decision is right for the long-term health of your kingdom, which is your company, the conflict is not just necessary, it is your highest calling. The boardroom is not a place for the timid. It's a place for the Kshatriya, the modern warrior who understands that leadership is a burden of service. When you feel that the familiar pang of doubt, remember chapter 2, verse 31. You aren't just a manager, you are a protector of a vision and fighter against the stagnation. Drop the fear, pick up your pen, your keyboard, or your microphone. Your duty is to fight, your duty is to decide. Continue your journey, lead on. Friends, I will catch you in the next one.